Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. And no, this is not a green screen behind me. This is the real deal. And I've set it up deliberately this way. I hope it holds that you don't have to look at my mug. You can look at this beautiful scenery as I talk rather than having to stare at me. I prefer it that way. I hope you don't mind. You know, tell me, let me ask you a question. How valuable are your friends? How valuable are your associates? How valuable are your teammates, your family? How valuable are your clients and customers? Do they lift you? Do they inspire you? Do they make you better? Do they make you want to become even better? I'm very blessed, very, very blessed to have amazing people that I get to interact with. And I don't think there's a one of them that doesn't inspire me to become a better person. Lori and I were driving here this last weekend, and as we were talking about one particular person who's been a teammate of ours for over 20 years, and how we've watched him grow and how he inspires us and allows us to stretch and become even better because of it. And we were reminiscing on the week before last. Let me tell you about that. Let me give you an idea on his week, the week before last. His father, 91 years old, was on the golf course. Great health. In fact, Dave and his grandson, so representing the spread of four generations there, just golfed with him a couple of weeks before. He was in terrific health. He was golfing with his buddies. This is Dave's dad, was golfing with his buddies, and they were on the last hole. And his dad had, 91 now, had a chance for a birdie, had a putt for a birdie, and he has a stroke. That stroke, several weeks later, led to him passing away. And that funeral was scheduled for a week ago, Friday. Now let me just share with you, as we got through that week and we looked at what we knew about everything that Dave accomplished during that week. First and foremost, everything went on as usual, even though he wasn't there as much. And you wouldn't expect that, just with the fact that he had a funeral to prepare for. Not only did he have a funeral to prepare for, but he had a talk to give. The only member of his family that was representing the family that was to give a talk. During that time, he prepared his talk while he was running so that he could keep his exercise, his priorities up. That helps him so he can stay stronger. Look at the lessons here. So while he's running or riding a bike, he stops, writes down notes about his talk. And he ended up talking about the 6 things that he learned from his father. 6 things that are related to golf that he learned from his father that's related to life. I'll get to those at the end. In addition to that, somebody had to be there to settle the estate, to go and open up the bank accounts, to look at the trust, to go through the various things. Somebody had to clean up the house to make sure it was clean. They already had a buyer for the house just that fast, so they had to make sure it was clean, and everything had to go through all the possessions, had to share them, and Dave was the person that did the majority of that. Not only did he give the talk, but he was preparing all of that. Additionally, his wife, who's just an amazing support and a rock star in her own, in her world and the things that she does. She's on the front line. She's an essential worker. She's a school teacher and a great school teacher. And so she had to prepare, and in this new VUCA world that we're in, she had to prepare for the school, and that meant downloading software that neither one of them knew much about. So Dave was there to help, and they spent hours working on the software called Canvas to get it up and running. In addition to that, they were working for kids. They had decided that they were going to help kids that couldn't afford the school supplies to be able to have new backpacks and new school supplies. They shared this with their neighbors. They shared it with their church. People were putting things on their porch. They went out shopping. They had to gather all of this together. And on the Saturday morning following the funeral, they were able to hand out these backpacks on drive-by in the cars to these kids that are going through getting backpacks that they couldn't get otherwise. What are the lessons there? One that jumps out on me is when you start feeling sorry for yourself, or you know you're going through tough times, it's that vision of the future. It's that being able to go into that grateful space of helping others that allow you to thrive and strive during that. So let's go to the 6 things that he talked about. And hopefully this is, he gave it in a private funeral, But I think that these 6 things that he learned from his father that relate to golf, that relate to life, can bless all of us. Number 1, hurry to the ball. Then take your time hitting it. He used John Wooden's quote, be quick but don't hurry, as it relates to life. The second one is never look back. When you get up there to hit the ball, don't be thinking about your great ball that you hit on the last hole or the bad ball that you hit on the last hole. That has nothing to do with what you're doing right now. Focus on the moment. Stay in the moment and hit the ball. Third one is enjoy your time. Be out there. When you're out there, enjoy your time out there. Third one was respect others and respect the course. Can you see some similarities in life right now for all of us? Fifth one was obey the rules. Sixth one was be patient. That's an essential element of golf, as us golfers all know, but also in life itself. So thank you, Dave Sheffield. Thank you, Lynette, for the support that you give him and how the two of you make each other better. Lori and I are better because of you. And I hope these little lessons that we've been able to share with all of you extend their influence for good. Be blessed. Be intentional. Be meaningful. It's up to us to find the blessings that are in our lives, to acknowledge them and recognize them, especially now in this VUCA world. Have a meaningful week. I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye-bye.